Good morning and welcome to yet another edition of Litter Media Live for this March 20th of 2024. This would have been Scoutmaster Jim's birthday today, so remembering you today, big brother Scoutmaster Jim. Welcome to the show. We're black and blue today. How about that? We're the Bruise Brothers.
Are you sure this isn't blue? I held it up to what I thought was my black shirt, and I thought it was a dark type of blue.
It may very well be, but there is a noticeable difference between us. Yes. Yeah. That looked kind of weird.
For the radio audience, Dan and I leaned into each other's shoulders.
Yes, we bumped shoulders there for a moment. Today is the first full day of spring.
Hey!
It is here, and we can enjoy weather that was like yesterday's weather. It was windy yesterday.
Windy.
It's windy again today.
Yeah.
And poor Aaron, we were traveling through Pickaway and Fairfield counties yesterday, and I would kick him out every once in a while to take pictures, and then I would drive around and pick him up.
It's freezing.
And he was not apparently prepared for that duty.
That wasn't as bad as what almost happened to Dan, though.
Yeah. Well, Aaron has longer hair than you and I, so a windy day is rougher for him to keep every hair in place.
Oh, we did discuss about the windy hair, and he said, now my hair's all tangled thanks to the wind. I said, yeah, I have that problem all the time.
All the time, exactly.
All right, so at any rate, let's push on. We have weather to talk about here this morning, and there you see the wind is coming in from the west again.
Screaming in from the west,
Yes.
yeah. We do expect to see some sunshine today with a high possibly up around 50, 51. As Dan said, this is the first full day of spring. It officially arrived at 11:06 last night. Sunny but cooler tomorrow with a high dropping down to 44, then back up into the low 60s for Friday.
We remind you that we have a YouTube channel that you can subscribe to. That is absolutely free. A lot of the things that we do on this program end up on YouTube, but we do other features as well. And you can follow us here on Facebook, but also on Litter Media X, and of course our website, littermedia.com. We'll get into some of the news stories that we've got on our website and things we'll be talking about here shortly.
You forgot one.
I did?
Litter Media Spotify.
Oh, that's right. Yes, Spotify, which you can't see us do anything on Spotify, much like you couldn't see Aaron do what he just did. But every once in a while, Mr. Hand, too, will make an appearance on our screen. So feel free, Mr. Hand, if you want to make your point. There it is.
Yeah. Thumbs up.
Now, we got a thumbs up. We didn't get the hang loose.
I'm looking for the
hang loose, man.
first ad in here.
Oh, here he is. He's actually working. Look at this.
How about that? Yeah.
He's concerned about making sure that we have commercial matter to share. So we'll share that with you right now. And our program brought to you in part by our friends at Scioto Valley Dumpsters. 740-253-8389 is the number to call, so you can have an orange dumpster brought to your location, business or residential, for whatever you have a need for. And then they'll haul it all away when you're done. 740-253-8389. Tell Carl that Dan and Mike sent you.
Dixie Chopper. Speed when you need it. Visit your local Dixie Chopper dealer today or visit DixieChopper.com.
Whenever I first applied for the Archways opportunity, do I have to pay this back? Do I have to do that? Like, is it a loan? And it's not. It's a scholarship. A goal of mine is to graduate college debt-free. If you're a crew member, you get $2,500 a year, and if you're a manager, you get $3,000. And especially if you're going locally to college, like to the branch or something like that, it's really helpful.
Visit ChillicotheOhio.com if you want to learn more about the Ross Chillicothe Convention and Visitors Bureau. I'm Dan Ramey. He's Mike Smith. Aaron Glandon off to the side here today. Some of the stories we're going to share with you come to you from our website, which is littermedia.com. Check that out. You'll see there's Autumn Kessler in the middle of that photo right there from the Miss Chillicothe pageant that was held over the weekend. But you can read more about what we are going to talk about now.
Yesterday, of course, was Ohio's primary election day. Within our website story at littermedia.com.
How'd you do? Did you do okay?
I didn't run.
Oh, that's right.
I will not run for reelection. No. You can go into that link and find every county in the state of Ohio. We covered a big area.
Yeah.
And you can find your respective county board of election results. Now, keep in mind, if it's a race like a Congress, state rep, or something like that, that oftentimes takes in more counties than one. So you may have to do a little tabulating to find out the total result, but you can get all those county by county results in that website story.
It took me a moment last night because I was watching it to see how it developed, and so the page that when you click on the county it takes you to, you got to go to the menu, then find the election results.
Yeah.
But it does work. You want to check that out.
Yeah, they have the cumulative results, and then there's another link within that you can find like precinct breakdowns. Most people don't want all that. They just give me the numbers, so you can choose what you like on that story.
Absolutely. All right, State Route 138 is going to be closed for at least 90 days, beginning April 1st. No fooling. Work will be for a bridge replacement project on 138 between Cope Road and Rowe Road. Traffic will be detoured via State Route 28 and State Route 771.
Say that 3 times real fast. Row road, row road, row road.
Cope Road and Rowe Road. Road your road.
Yeah. Linda Hill and Michael Benson of the Chillicothe High School Alumni Association and Chillicothe Education Association were our special edition guest on Litter Media yesterday, talking about the scholarships that are available.
We currently have 12 scholarships that we offer. We award approximately $45,000 out each year, which is great. And we try to award money to everybody that applies if possible. So we encourage all kids to apply at Chillicothe. We can also now fund the school STEM activities. We recently received an endowment from the late Marilyn Estep, and we've established on her gift, it's the Marilyn Estep endowment that is just over $1 million. Wow. That was given just to Chillicothe School District for furtherance of their STEM program.
And Michael says that the deadline to apply for those scholarships coming up, it's March the 29th.
And March 30th is the deadline for registration for Envirothon. This is something we've talked to you before about, and Area 5 Envirothon is coming up, an outdoor academic competition in the subjects of forestry, aquatics, wildlife, and soil science. High school students from 17 counties are invited to compete, and you can contact the Ross Soil and Water Conservation District for more information.
Might remember that our buddy Bob Neal and some of the representatives of the Envirothon were with us for a special edition last year promoting this event. Ross County Shrine Club will be hosting their annual chicken noodle dinner on April the 4th. That runs from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. at their location at 500 Bellevue Avenue in Chillicothe. And the proceeds from this go to the scholarships and Special Olympics. They have a dual purpose there.
Mm-hmm. Tickets are on sale right now for the Lancaster Festival Reveal event. This also is a fundraiser. Scheduled for April 6th, that's a Saturday, inside the Eagles Event Center at 7 p.m. Second Gear will kick off the night with a wonder if they'll go into high drive at some point in time, with a live auction and silent auction taking place all night long. They'll have hors d'oeuvres provided and a cash bar will be open. You can visit lancasterfestival.org to purchase your tickets.
One of our great sponsors, Tomlinson Insurance, along with Tomlinson Group, will conduct a dumpster and shred it day on April the 27th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. You can bring household clutter to throw in the dumpster, but if you have documents that you want to get rid of, they can be brought in to be shredded securely and responsibly. This will be at 90 West Main Street for this community service. Big salute to Tomlinson folks for helping out.
Mm-hmm. And most health insurance plans are requiring the covering of screening of mammograms every 2 years, I should say, for women beginning at the age of 40, with no out-of-pocket costs like a copay or deductible or co-insurance. For women without insurance, BCCP can help. BCCP offers no-cost breast cancer screenings to eligible Ohio women, thanks to the Central Ohio Breast and Cervical Cancer Project, which is what the BCCP stands for. Right?
You are catching on. Yeah. He's good with his acronyms. Yes.
Sometimes. Sometimes. All right, coming up in a moment, we'll take a look at what's happening with sports for you. But first, let's tell you about our friends at Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor for nearly 5 decades now. So if you've got some comfort issues in your home that are surrounding heat or cooling, and this is that time of the year where you still kind of need the furnace, but then maybe the air conditioner later in the day. They can square all that away for you. Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. If you click on this ad anywhere you see it on our website, littermedia.com, it takes you right to their website. For those of you listening to Litter Media Radio, that is accuratehvac.com. Sports is next.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
At Rathkamp Financial, we offer customized investment solutions and superior client service. We believe in long-term relationships and working to earn your continued trust. Our greatest satisfaction comes from working with clients for many years and helping them realize their dreams.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652. Haynes Total Health Care. You can find them on their web. It's hayneshealth.com. And you can find out more about their 50th anniversary and the services they provide. He's been cracking my bones for a good number of years. Well, in fact, Dr. Jeff, his dad, was doing it for a long time, but Brandon and many others. There's Abby Palmer there and more. They've got several chiropractors on staff. If you want to find out how they can help you, check them out at hayneshealth.com.
If that's the same Abby Palmer I'm thinking of, she used to play basketball.
Circleville basketball player, yes.
Called a few of her ball games years ago.
She's been with the team for now 8 years or so, thereabouts. So,
good deal.
Her sister's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I saw at Circleville as well. Yeah. So,
pretty athletic family.
Sports.
You're the man.
I am?
You're demanding.
Oh, I didn't.
Your
I
name's
didn't
Dan here.
I see. McLean Zilly Barnes has signed for track and field with Ohio University. Congratulations to Lily. If I'm not mistaken, she's one of the para-athletes, performs up at the state level and everything. And out of McLean High School, congratulations. Go Tigers.
We're keeping it in the Frontier Athletic Conference for our next story. Joe Kimling has been approved as the new athletic director for Washington Senior High School starting this summer. He'll be replacing Greg Phipps, who will retire after the spring sports season. And you said he was also tennis coach?
Greg was.
Greg was, okay.
Yeah. This individual is the president of the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Directors Association. So he's a big dude with the state of Ohio.
Already got his foot in the door, so to speak.
You bet. Also in sports, the NIT for the Ohio State basketball Buckeyes, it continues. Let's see. Coach Diebler is now 7-2 since taking over. He's 88-83 winners last night as the Buckeyes held on for a victory, and now they play, is it Virginia Tech?
You know, I didn't see who won.
I think it is. It was the team from Virginia that they play next. I think it's Virginia Tech.
But were they playing Richmond? They're
yes.
from Virginia, too.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
The Richmond
I
Spiders.
saw that they were playing, but I thought, I've seen enough basketball. I got to get back to Quincy, so I had to leave it.
Priorities.
But the Buckeyes
Priorities.
won. And by the way, the women, OSU women, they start their NCAA effort on Friday at noon.
Ah.
You remember the old NCAA business meetings we used to have?
Yes, yes.
You have to look into that again, reviving that. Registration is on now for the Gus Macker basketball tournament here in Chillicothe, slated for May 11th through the 12th. For those of you watching on Facebook Live, you can see the QR code where it says scan me to register. For those of you on Litter Media Radio, you can call Cheryl's House of Hope, who is the event sponsor this year. And you can see the number better than I can there. Cheryl's number, 703, is that 9615?
Yes, you got it.
Okay, very good. There you have it.
And, of course, you can see some of the interviews we've done with the ladies about this, Dr. Sheila Gray and Cheryl Beverly as well. Jeep clubs, have you got one? Well, they're looking for you. June 22nd, a Jeep Fun Run for a good cause, helping veterans. It's a fundraiser to build 2 cabins for veterans, Gold Star families, and first responders for up to 1 week free stay at Valor Retreat at High Rock. 100% of the money raised goes for this building. This start July 1st. You can check out their website, valorretreat.org. Only 3,500 tickets are going to be sold, and you can use the QR code you can see on our screen here to buy your ticket. That's $49 for the whole kit and caboodle.
A very worthy cause, helping our vets.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's sports.
All right, coming up, the Litter Media Wayback Machine goes to where today?
1854.
1854, so we'll dial that up manually since we can't do it digitally because digital didn't come until later.
Much except these digits.
Or as my co-host for Dance for Kids' Sake, Debbie Bettendorf, says, phalanges.
Yeah.
Phalanges. All right, this date in history coming up right after this.
Online propane monitoring and reporting, litter quality propane. Know your home's consumption and gas remaining in the tank. For more, find out at litterpropane.com.
Are you looking for a beer that satisfies your thirst and love of country? Armed Forces Brewing Company brews beer for patriots. Celebrate freedom with every sip. Armed Forces Brewing Company. Freedom never tasted so good.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Each week, Litter Media presents the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Player of the Week. If you have an athlete to nominate, any amateur athlete is eligible. Simply visit littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. At the end of the year, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Make your nominations now at littermedia.com. Click on Player of the Week.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing, download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
It's a good thing we have a mute button for these microphones, right? This date in history takes us back to 1854.
Thought this would be appropriate the day after primary election day, because it was on this date in 1854 in Rupin, Wisconsin, former members of the Whig Party meet to establish a new party to oppose the spread of slavery into the Western Territories. The Whig Party, which was formed in 1834 to oppose the tyranny of President Andrew Jackson, had almost did a Rush Limbaugh there, had shown itself incapable of coping with the national crisis over slavery. Abraham Lincoln becomes the first Republican to be elected president of the United States, which led the 6 states seceding from the Union within the next year, starting the Civil War. But it was on this date in 1854 in Wisconsin that the Republican Party begins.
I've never thought about what the Whig Party, what the WHIG, what that stood for. So I did a quick little Google, like everybody does, because that's in-depth research. In the British context, Whig historians emphasize the rise of constitutional government, personal freedoms, and scientific progress. The term is often applied generally and pejoratively to histories that present the past as the inexorable march of progress towards enlightenment.
I can see why they dropped it and went to the.
Yeah,
it's too hard to remember all that stuff. Yeah,
we'll call it Whig.
Whig. Yeah,
Whig.
Yeah.
I keep thinking of Family Guy, Will Wheaton.
For those of you, we were chuckling because during the last break, we were trying to figure out how to pronounce RIPON, Wisconsin, and it came up with
You can imagine
Ripon.
the different varieties that were explained to us about Ripon, Ripon.
So if our good friend Michael Frank is watching, who is a cheesehead from Wisconsin, if we're saying it wrong, Michael, please let us know.
Oh, he would let us know. And he'd also know the variances of how you could say it as well.
I'm sure he would.
Sure he would. For those of you that don't know, Huntington's senior class is on a senior trip right now. They left this morning from Huntington High School at 2 a.m.
Wow.
to go to Port Columbus, John Glenn International Airport. And they have recently landed in Phoenix, Arizona. They have boarded the Hawaiian Airlines, and they are on their way to Honolulu even as we speak.
How about that?
They're probably not quite to the Pacific Ocean just yet, but because they were set to leave at 11 o'clock. So
how many students at all?
I think it's 25
that's
students,
that's
I think.
Not too big of a group to handle.
And a couple of adults. And for whatever reason, I tried to say you need a media representative to go along.
Should have been there.
For whatever reason, it didn't happen.
And you know the place. You've been there.
I've been there.
Yeah. You could have been a great guy.
I could have been a tour guide and everything. But they're going to be there through this week and returning on Monday morning to Columbus. So they'll probably get back down here around 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
I know I've asked you this off the air before, but I don't know that we've ever discussed it on the air. Poi.
Yes.
I asked Bob Ditto, who I worked with before Dan came along for the Dan and Mike show many years ago, and he was in the Navy.
Right.
So he was in Hawaii on occasion, and he said, no, you don't want to eat that stuff.
Yeah. From what I understand, and I didn't see any of it, but we asked about it, and the tour guide that would take us on these tours, we went through Oahu and around the North Shore and all that kind of stuff. And he showed us the building that McGarrett stood on top of.
Jack Lord.
And remember the opening to Hawaii Five-0, and they zoom in on him. The original
Hawaii Five-0.
The original. Yeah. And they zoom in on him, and he's standing there, and his hair's not moving. He says, you know why it's not moving? Poi. But prior to that, he had explained to us it's like a rice paste of some sort. I thought of like cream of wheat, in that respect. But it's very pasty, and it's pretty bland from what I understand.
Poi and Don Ho is about the only things I can remember about Hawaii as a kid.
I think Charo had a place out there when we were there. Charo, and I think Don Ho was still alive. This was 93 when we were there.
Tiny bubbles.
And it was really cool. I remember watching the news.
Yeah.
The weather guy, he would do and I don't know his name, but it seemed like it was something they did on all of the news channels. The guy wore the Hawaiian shirt, had him something to drink, and his feet in sandals up on the desk while he's doing the weather.
Doing the weather.
I mean, it's like really rubbing it in.
Yeah, really.
How
about that?
If you're sitting here and it's a blizzard or whatever and you're tuned in, I mean, back then we didn't have the internet capabilities we have today to be able to watch things, but I can imagine what it was like. And she said, now you want me to bring back some of those Hawaiian Host Brazilian nuts? They're chocolate-covered nuts. And because they were fantastic, we fell in love with them when we were over there. And we got our first taste of them on the plane. because when they gave you the meal, because it was a 5-hour flight, you got a meal, and they had this little tiny box of these chocolate-covered macadamia nuts. There were 2 nuts in there, and so they were quite tasty. When we got there, you know how we have Dollar General and Family Dollars everywhere? They had ABC stores, was the chain. And every ABC store had these Hawaiian Host macadamia nuts, and they would be like, they had big boxes of them. So I brought a bunch of those home with us. And she says, now you want me to go ahead and bring you some of those? I said, honey, don't worry about that. We can buy them online now. Back then we couldn't do that.
Couldn't do that, yeah, right.
So I said, here's your money, just go and enjoy.
You know, another entertainer that moved to Hawaii, you mentioned macadamia nuts.
Randy Travis.
Well, Jim Neighbors, Gomer Pyle, had a nut farm, but they raised those things. So I guess when you retire, Dan, that's the place you want to go.
I always thought that Jim Neighbors should have been the spokesperson for, remember the garlic that they always...
Yes.
Because I thought he would be perfect to say, garlic! I could see him doing
that. I think Larry King, the late Larry King, was doing that for a while, too.
He was big into garlic as well, I think. Yeah.
How about that?
And then he went to fish oil pills of some sort.
Yeah.
Is he still alive somewhere?
No, he died.
He slid because of all the fish oil in his body.
Right.
Slid right into the oblivion. All right, that's a look at the program for you today. Tomorrow, is there another special edition?
Eric Gano and Jonna Pulver will be with us at 10 o'clock, special edition, talking about the effort to get volunteers to come out. They'll talk more about it tomorrow. To clean veterans' headstones in one of the local cemeteries here in Chillicothe.
Also tomorrow, I will have a special interview, 2 special interviews that are going to be recorded and we'll play back for you. One is with some of the band members of Brass Metropolis, which will be performing this Saturday night. They're the Chicago Tribute Band, and they'll play hits from the 70s and 80s and 90s that are all Chicago. And I was interacting back and forth with Dominic Rito, who I believe does the, I'm trying to think, keyboardist.
Okay.
Robert Lamb. I think he is Robert Lamb in this band. So we're going to talk with them tomorrow, and we'll have that for you to be able to watch. And then, of course, the show is Saturday night at the Majestic Theater. And then also, Ainsley Weaver. I've got a meeting with her tomorrow at 3:30.
All right.
She's the 8 to 9-year-old division winner for the region, and now on her way to the Nationals for the Elks Hoop Shoot competition.
Yeah.
8 years old.
Not bad.
Or maybe she's 9 years old. I never found out if she was 8 or 9.
She was in that 8 to 9 year category.
I think she's a 4th grader at Payne Valley Elementary, and so we're going to catch up with her tomorrow afternoon after school, and we'll hopefully have something ready to go for Friday. They will be in the state competition. I think it's the weekend of April 17th.
State or national?
Did I say state? I mean national.
Okay.
Which is taking place in Chicago.
Chicago. What you are getting us warmed up with the band.
Back to Chicago, right? Yeah, exactly.
It's a theme, yeah.
It's full circle. That's all planned for tomorrow. So you make sure you join us here on Litter Media. Thanks for watching, and those of you listening on radio, we return you to your regularly scheduled program.